Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
A suspect in a Rockford standoff is charged after shooting a man and leading police on a chase. A neighbor describes her terrifying experience overnight.
Beloit police credit the community and technology for finding a high school shooting suspect. Department brass say continued communication is the key to solving crime.
An Ukrainian church connected to Rockford is bombed during the Russian attack. Multiple state line groups offer assistance for the residents. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson.
A man is now charged following a standoff in Rockford. We told you about this while it was happening last night.
Police responded to Eggleston Court just east of Harrison Avenue and Alpine. The standoff lasted nearly 12 hours. This morning, police confirmed that man is in custody. Rachel Perry spoke with a neighbor today. Rachel, what did she see?
Mimi and Eric, she tells me originally she thought someone had been pulled over, but after taking a second look, saw a dozen police cars. That's when she knew something more serious was happening. A police standoff ends nearly 12 hours later.
Why is there 8 squad cars? And then we hear megaphones, like, oh no.
Just before 6 Wednesday night, police say a 19-year-old was shot while driving near Eggleston Court. Police say 26-year-old Corterius Ford was shooting a gun from his front door.
So they brought in the SWAT, they brought in the, anything you can think of, they were there. State police. It was crazy.
As the evening went on, officers heard other gunshots from inside the house. One of them hit a Rockford police armored vehicle.
Lots of lights, lots of sound. You could hear them clear as day on the megaphones over and over. Come out, surrender, we won't hurt you, arms up.
The area then blocked from entering or exiting, forcing neighbors like Hope Curbs to stay home.
He went outside to smoke a cigarette, and there was a cop outside our residence telling him to go back in because there's an active shooter.
Police say Ford ended up getting out of the house and drove off. Police chased him to Boone County, where he was eventually tracked down and taken into custody. Hope says they were left in the dark, having no idea what was going on.
No, they wouldn't tell us anything. The only thing we heard was the cop this morning saying, go inside, there's an active shooter. They wouldn't tell us to go in. They never came up to us. It was kind of terrifying because I feel bad for the people that are directly by him.
Ford is charged with aggravated battery and aggravated discharge of a firearm. Police say they used a taser on Ford. He's currently in the hospital. Mimi and Eric.
All right, thanks, Rachel. All 4 suspects in last week's deadly Pleasant View Avenue shooting are now in custody. Rockford police arrested Sean Davis yesterday in connection with the murder of Devontae Simmons. This follows the arrest of Kenneth Alexander, Marquise Alexander, and Angela Woods. Police say they faked reports of a stolen vehicle March 24th, but were just driving around. Officers say Simmons was shot inside the car. All of the men are charged with first-degree murder. A Rockford man accused in a 2020 shooting is now back in the state line after being found in Texas. Zion Jones is charged with first-degree murder in the September 2020 shooting of DeMalve Macklin. U.S. Marshals located Jones in Dallas last month. They recently transported him back to Rockford. Jones is being held in the Winnebago County Jail.
Beloit police thank community members for their help locating the man now charged for a murder earlier this year. Officers say tips from the P3 app helped investigators locate Amari Goodall in Michigan. He will be extradited back to Wisconsin for the deadly shooting of John Broomfield. That attack happened in Beloit Memorial High School's parking lot back in January. Beloit's police chief stresses communication helped his team make an arrest.
This incident shows if the community and the Beloit Police Department work together, we will clean up our city and we will bring these individuals to justice and the families can have peace.
Chief Sales says the department's #1 goal is to continue to allow tipsters to remain anonymous. Hear more about how the P3 app, including how it works and how you can download it, tonight at 9 and 10.
5 weeks into the Russian invasion of Ukraine, and a Rockford church shares more concerns about a connection they have overseas. Pastor Peter Dibley at First Covenant Church says one of their satellite churches in Ukraine has been bombed. These are before and after pictures of the church in Bogdanovka, a few hours south of Kyiv. It was started by First Covenant's sister church in Kalinovka. Here in Rockford, people are stepping up to help deliver food to people in Ukraine.
Amory Wilder visited the Rockford airport this morning. That's where those meals are being stored. Amory, what are the next steps?
Eric and Mimi, a 747 Boeing aircraft is getting packed up. It will fly to Germany, where crews will then drive to the Romanian-Ukrainian border to distribute the food.
We're only a small link in the chain. I mean, there's so many people and organizations involved, and we're just very, very proud that we, can play a small part in it.
270,000 meals are sitting at the Rockford airport, waiting to be put on a Senator International plane. On Sunday, the German air cargo company will fly the food to Europe. District Manager Florian Knoll says they moved other shipments around in order to make this operation a priority.
Our capacity is tight, and with the fuel cost, it is a very expensive thing to do. But for us, it was no question to help.
The end goal for the pallets? Rockford's sister city, Brovary, Ukraine. The state line stepped up in the past month, raising more than $160,000 for the country and its people. The donations are part of the Brovary relief effort with the city of Rockford, the RACVB, the Community Foundation of Northern Illinois, and Kids Around the World.
Kids Around the World started right here in Rockford. Their first playground was in Brovary. So we already had that connection to them, and we've just developed that over the years since 1995.
Mayor Tom McNamara says Rockford will continue to keep its promise.
How could we not be there for our brothers and sisters in Brovary? We've been calling them our sister city. We need to show that love, and Rockfordians are certainly doing that.
Kids Around the World and their partners packed up all of the meals, and Senator International is footing the bill for the flight. You can still donate to the fund. We have that information on our website, mystateline.com. Eric?
All right, thanks, Amory. A local children's museum's raising awareness for kids who have disabilities. The Children's Hands-On Museum in Freeport partnered with RAMP's I Belong program for awareness training. Organizers say they want kids to learn about disabilities since they interact with different children in their own lives. They say this will improve acceptance and inclusion.
Learning about different disabilities does help reduce bullying, and it helps kids learn that even though someone might be different from them, they might have a lot in common as well. So you can be friends with people even if they have a disability.
You can help support RAMP through online donations or shopping at local Targets. Starting April 1st, Target customers in Rockford and Machesney Park can vote for RAMP to receive funding.
Coming up on Eyewitness News, President Biden makes a move to reduce pain at the pump. He says Americans could pay less for gas in just a few weeks.
And tonight at 6, local law enforcement and first responders battle for a good cause. Their friendly competition addresses the national blood shortage.
We had some snow come down this morning, and we may not be done with that snow just yet when the next chance for the potential of accumulating snow returns once again. All coming up here in your most trusted forecast a little later.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team with Eric Wilson, Mimi Murphy, Scott Lever, and Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
President Joe Biden makes a major announcement saying his administration will tap into the nation's strategic petroleum reserve to lower prices at the pump.
Rashad Hudson joins us with ways this could help you at home. He's keeping you connected to the nation's capital.
Good evening. This is a major effort to drive down the price at the pump given the recent price hike. President Biden says families should start to see cheaper gas within weeks.
Putin's war is imposing a cost on America and our allies.
Thursday, President Biden announced he is releasing 1 million barrels of oil per day from the nation's strategic petroleum reserve for the next 6 months.
The most important thing my plan will do right away is save your family money.
The White House largely blames high energy prices on Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
I'm going to continue to use every tool at my disposal to protect you from Putin's price hike.
To encourage more domestic production, President Biden also wants to pull leases from oil and gas companies that aren't using existing drilling permits on public lands.
But those sitting on unused leases and idle wells will either have to start producing or pay the price for their inaction.
But Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell says instead of tapping into the reserve, President Biden should change his energy policies.
The Biden administration has tried to pass the buck for this mess. They've tried to blame everything but their own radical policies.
West Virginia Senator Shelley Moore Capito calls it a political move that actually won't help at the pump.
Well, I think that, again, that this is a Band-Aid approach by the administration so they can say they're doing something.
President Biden says this is step one in a two-part plan. The longer-term solution is to speed up the country's shift to sustainable green energy. Reporting in Washington, Rashad Hudson, back to you.
Oh, when you looked outside today, you may have thought it was more like December.
It is March, believe it or not, despite the snow we got overnight. Candace tells us when it all will melt and if we should expect more. Next.
And later in sports, Scott will tell us about the latest award that Fred Van Vliet is a finalist for.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, it wasn't a lot of snow, but for some it did accumulate, mostly on grassy surfaces and right along northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin. That's where we had those totals up to and then a little over an inch. The further south you got, south here of Rockford, those numbers coming in right around on either side of half an inch. And we could do this all over again late Friday and into Saturday as another clipper system rolls through. A live look with the Mercial SkyTrack camera out in Freeport here this evening. Still the snow on the ground, and you see that snow coming through here this evening. Take you a little bit further down to the south where there are a couple of flurries flying on our SkyTrack camera out in Rochelle, but notice very little accumulation once you get further down to the south. Some of those higher snowfall bands coming in and that intensity a little bit further up to the north. And with the back edge of that low pressure system kind of rotating through, we are still seeing some flurries, some light snow showers here that'll take us through much of this evening. Actually might have a very light dusting in some spots when this is all said and done. Once again, this will really begin to wrap up right around midnight, but hold on to that cloud cover. By tomorrow morning, we should be able to see a little bit more sunshine. That colder pocket of air getting rid of the 50s and 60s we were at yesterday and keeping our numbers in the 30s here today. We see a little rebound in the temperature tomorrow, but a series of storm systems kind of working through will kind of keep these fast moving low pressure systems working in. So somewhat of an active storm pattern as we look into next week. 36 degrees currently in Rockford, 39 in Belvedere, 35 in Rochelle, Freeport 34 right now up in Monroe. 35 for our weather watcher Ben in South Beloit. Had 1 1/4 inch of snow this morning, an inch of snow and 8/10 of an inch of rain. So we went from that heavy rain yesterday evening overnight to that snowfall for Bob here in Rockford, 36, and an inch of snow as well for our weather watcher Mike just north of Forston. Winds have been a little on the blustery side from the northwest. That wind will continue as we go through the night tonight. We kind of set our sights a little bit further to our northwest. This is our next low pressure system working down from western Canada. This will cross the Canadian Rockies later tonight and move closer to us by tomorrow night. But for the remainder of this evening, flurries, light snow showers mixed in with a couple of sprinkles. You'll see that sprinkle chance a little bit further south of Rockford. So right along Interstate, pretty much 88 and points south. As we get after midnight, some drier air begins to move in. This will help get rid of some of that cloud cover, and we'll see more sunshine. So that's a plus as we go throughout the day tomorrow. Temperatures will rebound back into the mid and upper 40s for tomorrow afternoon. So it should be somewhat comfortable. Winds should be relatively light. However, we do hang on to that northwest breeze. Now our next storm system, remember the one to the northwest, that increases the cloud cover tomorrow night into Saturday. And depending on the track of this, we've got a couple models that want to push this to the north and north of the state line. If that's the case, we end up with more rain going into Saturday morning. I think, however, we're going to bump this down a little to the south. I think that low crosses very close to the Wisconsin-Illinois state line. And if it does, then that could give us another burst of some snow, which some totals could be back up near an inch by Saturday morning before mixing in with some rain showers Saturday afternoon. Temperatures will be cooler. We'll stay in the 40s and then bump that number up just a little bit there by Sunday. So 48 for tomorrow, down to 44 on Saturday, back up to 52 on Sunday. Here comes another fast-moving clipper system. Doesn't look as significant as Friday night into Saturday, but you see we've got that chance for a mix there into early next week. Little break by Tuesday, temperatures in the 50s next week. We could see more rain showers though, and again another kind of soaker of rain coming in towards the middle to end of next week.
A, it's much needed rain, and B, it's not snow. Candace, thanks.
Scott's in next to talk sports. He says Fred VanVleet's up for another NBA award, and this one is right in VanVleet's wheelhouse.
And Fighting Illini fans are still keeping their fingers crossed, hoping Kofi Coburn gives them one more year in Champaign.
Now sports with sports director Scott Leber.
Fred VanVleet's up for another award. This one is the NBA Teammate of the Year award. Honestly, I didn't even know there was such a thing until yesterday, but he is one of 12 finalists. The award goes to the best teammate in the league based on selfless play, leadership as a mentor and role model to the other players, commitment and dedication to his team. To me, all those things sum up who Fred VanVleet is and who he's always been, going back to his Auburn high school days. He is a natural-born leader and a player who's about winning first. He always makes his teammates better players with his great passing and decision-making. And this year, the Raptors have needed him more than ever since Kyle Lowry left for Miami as a free agent. VanVleet is the unquestionable leader of the Raptors now. They're playing fantastic basketball, and they'll be a tough out in the playoffs. The Teammate of the Year finalists were picked by a panel of NBA executives, and the winner from the finalists will be picked by the players. So this isn't some hokey popularity vote by the fans. VanVleet's been the Nick 10's MVP, a two-time MVP of the Missouri Valley Conference, a finalist for the NBA's Sixth Man of the Year award, and this year an NBA All-Star. If he wins this Teammate of the Year award, it might be his proudest moment because it speaks to exactly who he is as a player and a man. Two of the Big Ten's top underclassmen have declared today for the NBA draft, Wisconsin's Johnny Davis and Purdue's Jaden Ivey. No surprise, they'll both be top 5 picks. But what about Kofi Coburn? The Fighting Illini big man has not announced his decision yet. He has 1 year of eligibility left, so he could play another season in Champaign. That's highly doubtful, even though he's projected to be no better than a second-round pick in the draft. If he turns pro, he can't do any more in the college game to improve his stock. So how do you improve on averaging a double-double, right? So he was the only player in the country to do it this year. NBA scouts are skeptic that Coburn's dominant college game will transfer well to the NBA, where big men don't just live in the paint anymore. They also dominate on the perimeter. Kofi Coburn is what he is, a terrific young man who's overpowering on the college level. I expect him to announce he is going pro within the next 48 hours. It's my take. We'll be right back.
Some people weren't thrilled to wake up to the snow this morning, but it was really pretty on the trees.
Yeah, you can't argue that. Really, like on the trees, or it's just kind of like.
My dog could not wait to roll around it. He thought it was great.
Gus loves
I couldn't
the
wait
snow.
to roll around in it.
It's like his mom.
Yeah, you know, and we may see another round of snow coming in for the start of the weekend and then some rain showers next week. I have to say a big thank you to the Barb City STEAM team down at NIU. Did a virtual kind of weather talk with them, and you guys joined in on it too
it was
this
kind of
afternoon.
Fun.
Yeah, so I want to say a big shout out to them and thank you guys so much. It's a wonderful thing and kind of a program that they've got going down there in DeKalb with NIU. We talked about weather, rain, snow, and how things change, and we've got some changes coming up too. Dry for tomorrow, but you've got that rain-snow mix on Saturday, Sunday night into Monday, and then some rain showers next week.
All right, thanks, Candace.
And thank you for spending some of your time with us. Stay safe.